Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making the Bigfoot Squishmallow. There is one important thing that you need to know with this pattern, and that is you will need 2 hook sizes. To make the body piece, you will use the recommended hook size of your yarn, whatever that happens to be for you. For all the other features that we're going to crochet, you will drop half a hook size down for those. In my case, I'm going to be using a 3.5mm hook for the head and body piece, which is what we're going to make first. And for all the other pieces, I'm going to use a 3mm hook. So go and grab yourself both of those hook sizes and let's get started. To make a Bigfoot Squishmallow, you're going to need 2 hook sizes. You will need the recommended hook size for your yarn, as well as half a size down from that. You will also need scissors, stitch markers, a needle, pins, and some stuffing, as well as 8-ply yarn in the body colour, which is a colour of your choice, plus cream and black. Righto, so I need to interrupt myself before we've even begun the pattern. We're going to be making the head/body piece first, but I forgot to mention that for this you're going to need your larger hook size. In the intro I mentioned we need 2 hook sizes. You need your larger hook size and then a half a hook size down from that. For the head and body here I will be using 3.5mm, which means for all the other features I'll be using my 3mm. I've managed to get through the entire body pattern before I realised I hadn't mentioned that. So now that that's out of the way, let's get on with the actual pattern. The piece we're going to start off with today is the body. We're going to begin round 1 by putting 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases, and an increase is just 2 single crochet in the same stitch. I'll go back into the first single crochet from round 1 and I'm going to do a single crochet in there. I'll go back into the same stitch and do another single crochet, and that's my increase. I'm going to repeat this 5 more times, giving me my 6 increases in total. For round 3, what we're going to do is start off with 3 single crochet. Two, and then 3. And after this, we're going to do 3 increases in a row. We're going to do our first increase. In the next stitch, we're going to do our second increase. And then in the stitch after that, we're going to do a third increase. For the rest of the round, we're just going to repeat the pattern that we just did. We're going to do 3 single crochet and then finish off with 3 increases in a row. Round 4 is just 2 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times. In round 5, we'll start with 4 single crochet. 2, 3, and then 4. And after this, we're going to repeat 1 single crochet, 1 increase 3 times. We're going to do 1 single crochet, then an increase, a second single crochet, and a second increase, and then a third single crochet and a third increase. After that third increase, we're then going to do 6 single crochet, And after those 6 single crochet, we're then going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times again. And increase, and after that 3rd increase, you should have 2 stitches remaining in your round, and we'll single crochet into each of those. Round 6 is just 4 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 6 times. Round 7 is 5 single crochet and an increase, repeated 6 times. Round 8 is 6 single crochet and an increase, repeated 6 times. At the end of round 8, we should have a total of 48 stitches in our round, and round 9 is just going to be 48 single crochet. In round 10, we're going to start increasing out only 3 times rather than the 6 that we've been doing. So round 10 is going to be 15 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times. Round 11 is 51 single crochet. Round 12 is 16 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times. Round 13 is 54 single crochet. Round 14 is 17 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times. With round 14 finished, we should now have 57 stitches in our round, and both rounds 15 and 16 are each going to be 57 single crochet. Round 17 is 18 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 3 times. At this point, after round 17, we should have 60 stitches in our round, and rounds 18 all the way through to 22 are each going to be 60 single crochet. Round 23 is 18 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated 3 times. Both rounds 24 and 25 are 57 single crochet. Round 26 is 17 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated 3 times. Rounds 27 through to 29 are each 54 single crochet. From round 30 onwards, going back to working in multiples of 6. So this time we're going to do 7 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated 6 times. Round 31 is 6 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. Round 32 is 5 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. Round 33 is 4 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. Round 34 is 3 single crochet, 1 decrease repeated 6 times. When you finished off round 34, grab another stitch marker and secure your end because it's time to add the stuffing. We're going to add the stuffing, but we're also going to shape this piece or help it maintain its shape at the same time. Now back in rounds, I think it was rounds 3, 5, and that might have been it, rounds 3 and 5, we did clusters of increases. So we did 3 increases in a row, then we did the 1 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 3 times, and we did those on the side of the head. Doing that makes this piece more oval than rounded. So those clusters of increases should be on either side of the head. So they should be here and here. Therefore, when we add the stuffing, we want to make sure that this piece retains its shape. When all that stuffing's been added, we're just going to carry on with the final few rounds. Round 35 is 2 single crochet, 1 decrease repeated 6 times. Round 36 is 1 single crochet, 1 decrease repeated 6 times. And then finish that off, and then our final round of the body is going to be 6 decreases. Right, when that's done, you're just going to cut a short yarn tail, and we're going to weave this in and close up this little hole. Grab your needle and thread your tail end through that. And then when you've finally got your needle threaded, we're going to go under the front loops of the remaining 6 stitches. Start from behind the front loop, push your needle under it and forward towards you, and repeat this for all 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then pull firmly on your yarn and the hole will close up. Once that's closed up, insert your needle straight back into the center of that final round, which was round 37, and then you're just going to weave your needle in through the body to secure it. Snip off your excess yarn, and with that complete, we're going to go on and crochet all of the other features that we need. Now that we've made the body, we're going to swap hook sizes. So with the body, I use my 3.5mm hook. For all the rest, I'm going to jump down half a hook size and use my 3mm. This is probably going to change depending on what the recommended hook size of your yarn is. So just use that recommended hook size for the body. For everything else, jump down half a hook size and use that. The first piece that we're going to crochet is the feet/legs. For those, we start with a slip knot. And then chain 6. For For round 1, we're going to work both sides of the chain, so we're still working in rounds even though we started with a chain. Do 4 single crochet down the chain, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then in the last chain, we're going to put 3 single crochet all in the same stitch. In the written pattern down the bottom here, I abbreviate that as 3SC, 3 single crochet, ISS in the same stitch. 1, back into the same stitch for 2, then back into the same stitch again for 3. After that, rotate your work. We're not turning as we would if we were working in rows, we're just rotating around, and we're going to work that same pattern back down the other side of the chain. 4 single crochet, and then in the last chain we have left, we're going to put 3 single crochet all in that stitch, or chain in this case. 2 and 3. For round 2, we're going to do 6 single crochet, 1 increase repeated twice. Round 3 is 7 single crochet and an increase repeated twice. After round 3, we should have 18 stitches in our round now. Round 4 is going to be 18 single crochet, but we're working in the back loop only. And the back loop is the part of the stitch that is furthest away from us, this one here. Both rounds 5 and 6 are also 18 single crochet, but for those we're going back to working in both loops. Round 7 is going to start off with 6 single crochet, and then 6. After this, we'll do 3 decreases in a row. First decrease, second decrease, and then third decrease. This should leave us with 6 stitches left in our round, and we'll single crochet into each of those. Round 8 is just 15 single crochet. After round 8, I would recommend that you stop and add a little bit of stuffing to the foot. With the feet, you don't need to add too much because we're just going to stuff them lightly. You don't want to overstuff here. And if you want to keep the bottom of the foot nice and flat, so those front loops from, what was it, round 4, should be on the side of the foot here. Press your piece down onto a flat surface before you begin adding the stuffing. When that's in, we'll continue on with round 9, which begins with 4 single crochet, followed by 3 decreases and then 5 single crochet. Round 10 is 4 single crochet followed by 2 decreases in a row and then 4 more single crochet. After round 10, we should now have 10 single crochet. Rounds 11, 12 and 13 are each just going to be 10 single crochet. However, you can just do 30 single crochet consecutively if you think that'd be easier. When you've done those 30 single crochet or all 3 rounds, cut a short tail for sewing, pull up with your hook, and then we're just going to add a little bit more stuffing to the leg here. And with the first leg complete, you'll need to go on and make a second. And when that's done, the next pieces we're going to crochet are the ears. To make the ear pieces, we are still going to be using our 3mm hooks, or the half size down from the recommended hook size, which you should have used to make the body. We'll begin the ears in the body color yarn, and round 1 is 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases. Round 3 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 6 times. Rounds 4 through to 10 are each going to be 18 single crochet. When we've finished round 10, we just have one step to go, and that is going to be to single crochet the sides together. We'll begin by going into stitch 1, and then we're going to maneuver our work around so we can push our hook straight out of the last stitch, stitch 18. We've gone into stitch 1, out of stitch 18, and then we're going to single crochet those two together. And we'll just repeat this all the way along the piece. We'll go into stitch 2 next, out of the second last stitch, which was stitch 17, single crochet, into stitch 3, out of stitch 16, single crochet, and we'll just continue this. We should do 9 single crochet in total because we had 18 stitches in our final round. When we press that together, reduce it by half, that gives us 9. So there we go, 15 and nope, 4 and 15, single crochet. Once that's done, we'll need to leave a tail for sewing. Pull up with our hooks, and we're going to make 2 of those as well. And oh, I want a yarn chicken today. That's all I have left of my pink skein. I'm going to do the eyes, and I'm going to use up this little bit of black scrap. They're a really easy pattern. All we need to do is put 6 single crochet in a magic circle. If you think this size eye is a little bit too small, you can add an additional round. Either do 6 increases if you want it really large, or even 1 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 3 times for sort of a medium sized eye, but I'm going to leave that as is. And we'll need to make 2 of those as well, but I don't think I'm going to have enough with this. I'll have to grab out some more black yarn and do that later. But before I do that, I'll crochet the final piece, which is going to be the face. For that, we're using cream yarn as well as our smaller size hook. For the face, we're going to begin with 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases. For most of the rest of this piece, we'll be stacking the increases on the side like we did at the start of the body. So round 3 is going to be the same as it was in the body. We're going to do 3 single crochet followed by 3 increases in a row, and we're going to repeat that twice. Round 4 is 2 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. Round 5 begins with 4 single crochet. Then we're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 3 times. Follow this with 6 single crochet, then another repeat of 1 single crochet, 1 increase, done 3 times, and we're going to finish off the round with 2 single crochet. Again, this is the same as round 5 from the body. Round 6 is 4 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. Round 7 is going to be our final round, and it is also another round where we stack our increases on the sides. We're going to begin by doing 9 single crochet. Then we're going to repeat 1 single crochet, 1 increase 3 times. Follow this with 12 single crochet, then another repeat of 1 single crochet, 1 increase done 3 times, and finally finish off the round with 3 single crochet. When that's done, you will need to leave a fairly long tail for sewing, a bit longer than the other pieces. I really need to get some new scissors, they are not sharp at all anymore. Pull up with your hook. It's going well. There we go. And at this point, we're going to put our Bigfoot together. After that, we will be adding this fur here. The camera's a bit too close, this fur, but I'm doing that last because A, it's a little bit easier to do after you've sewn all the pieces on, and B, this makes it optional as well. If you'd rather not add all the fur, just leave your piece as it is when it's all assembled, you can do that because the fur process is a little bit tedious. The first piece that we're going to sew on is the face part, the one we did in cream, and we're going to sew that to the body. The top of the face here is going to rest between rounds 9 and 10. If you start at the top here, just count your way out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And that should rest there. Before you put this on, you want to make sure that the body piece or the head and body piece itself is in the correct position. Where we stacked all those increases at the start on the side here, they are the side of the body. You can see the piece is wider than it is longer. So they go on the side. Once that's orientated right, pop the face on. We're going to pin that in place. Make sure it's laying nice and flat, and then sew it on. When the face is sewn on, we're going to sew on the eyes next, and we're going to place those higher up towards the top of the face and on either side, so about in this position, because we're going to leave room to add in the mouth. When the eyes are on, we're going to add the mouth. For that, you'll need to cut yourself a length of black yarn and then thread your needle with it. When you've done that, insert your needle into the body somewhere. It doesn't really matter where, as long as it's not near the face part. We're going to push our needle through the body and out of the side of the face where we want the mouth to start. So I'm just going to go a little bit down under the eyes. Pull your black yarn through until just a little bit remains hanging on the outside here from the original stitch. This part needs to be long enough that we can tie it off at the end. From here, you're going to pull this yarn straight across the face, make a straight line under the eyes, and just make sure that this doesn't pull through, so you can hang on to it if you want to. When you've got that where you want it, we're going to insert our needle back into the body directly next to the side of the face here, so right next to it. You're going to push your needle through the body and just pull on that firmly so the mouth lays really flat against the face, and you can pull this from both ends. And we're going to work our way through the body until we emerge from the original stitch that we worked into. And we do want to go out of the exact same stitch. Pull that through. Once again, I'm just going to pull on each end so the mouth is nice and tight across the face here. Once that's done, we're going to take these two ends and tie several knots. Snip away the excess yarn and then just push that knot back into the body to hide it. The next pieces that we're going to sew on are the ears, and you're just going to put those on either side of the head. And then after we've sewn on the ears, we're just going to sew on the legs. For those, what I like to do is sit my piece down on a flat surface and then sew them to the front. So they're in a sitting pose, sort of like this one is already. But if you prefer to put them right on the bottom, you can do that. When you've sewn on the legs, we are going to add the paw print details to the feet, like so. And we're going to do those in a very similar manner to how we did the smile, but instead of doing just a straight line, we're going to make the paw print shapes. So for that, you're going to need some cream yarn. You're going to work into the foot in the same way that we worked into the side of the body here, just away from where you want to do the paw prints. Push up through the foot. And then just begin making the shape that you want. So I'm going to do one bottom part here and 3 toe beans. Then once you've made the little paw print shapes, we're going to work back out of our original stitch. Tie those two off like we did last time. And then we're going to do the same thing on the second foot. Alrighty, so the bulk of our Bigfoot is now finished. We've got all our pieces attached, we've added all the details. The next step is probably going to take longer than all of this combined, but it's going to be to add the fur. If you'd rather nope out of that, I don't blame you, but you can stop here. For those of you who do want to add the fur, what you're going to need to grab is some more yarn. For the body here, I've used cotton, and for this next step, I would recommend that you use either acrylic or even wool, but acrylic is good because what it will do is the threads will separate and look sort of fluffy like this to give you the appearance of fur, whereas the cotton, if I just grab a bit of scrap here, if you separate these threads, it doesn't quite have the same effect. It looks, well, just like bits of string. It doesn't really get that fur appearance, so I wouldn't recommend you use cotton for this. What you'll need to do is cut yourself many lengths of this acrylic yarn. It should be somewhere between 7 to 10 centimeters long, and I find it a lot easier to use something like this. Now I've just grabbed an old iPod that doesn't work. If you ever watched any of my What the Hook videos a while ago, you should recognize this. But what I do with this is I take the end and I'll just wrap my yarn around this. Hold both sides firmly in the middle so the yarn doesn't come off. And then, I don't know if these scissors are a good idea because they're not very sharp, but then you're just going to cut. I might take it off, it might be a bit easier. Cut the yarn at either end. Still holding it so it doesn't all unravel. Like that. And I find that a lot easier than just cutting individual strands. If you don't have an iPod, you can just use something else. You might have like a small book. Let's see, I've got like a remote here from my light. You could use something like that. You could even cut out a bit of firm cardboard and use that. But that's what you want to do. Cut yourself many strands of those. And once that's done, we're going to take one little length, fold that in half so we have a closed end and an opened end. You're then going to grab your crochet hook. You will insert it between your stitches, like so. You're going to place the closed end of your piece on the head of your hook, and then using your hook, pull it back through the stitch. Only about halfway, so you've got the closed end on one side, the open end on the other side. You're going to take the two open ends, or the open end with the two ends of the thread, that's what I'm trying to say, the two ends. You're going to pass that through the closed end, and then just pull on the open ends, and that should tighten up against the stitch. So we're left with a bit hanging off here. We're going to repeat this all the way around the head of our Bigfoot. I start just underneath the face and work my way up, and I do find it a lot easier to start from the bottom and work my way up, and then I do the ears last. But it just depends how you want to go about this. Totally up to you. Take your time. It is very tedious, very boring. Maybe chuck on a podcast or an audiobook or some music or something, and try and enjoy that while you're attaching all these little bits of yarn. Well, that took hours, and I actually cheated a little bit because I only put the yarn in every second row. You can see I've skipped a bit. Anyway, what we're going to do now is do the trimming, because we're going to cut this shorter. I'm going to cut mine to about sort of 1 centimeter in length. You can see on my original one, it's not very long. And I'm going to do that all the way around the body and on the ears too. So you're just going to grab your scissors, going to grab a little chunk and stand it upright, and then trim. And then I'm going to use these first ones that I've cut as a guide for trimming the rest. I'm just going to work my way outwards. And this does create quite a bit of waste, which is a bit annoying. But I hang on to this stuff that I cut away because it does make really good stuffing. So if you want to recycle that, I would recommend it. Alrighty, I've done most of the fur. There's still a couple of longer bits, but we will get most of those as we start separating the fur. So there's a couple of options here. One, you can just go in with your scissors or your needle and separate each individual thread, which is going to take you a little while. Or you can do what I like to do and just ruffle it a little bit. So that's probably going to do me for now, because I've already spent like 12 hours today on this tutorial, most of that on this fur part. So as you ruffle or unravel your yarn here, you will notice some of the longer bits sticking up, so you can just snip those off so they're the same length as all the other pieces. And I was actually thinking I might have more bald spots because I skipped every second row, but it actually doesn't look too bad. I might go in and do these ones anyway because I have those left over and I don't really want to waste them. But that will be a project for another day. I'm sick of making fur today. And even if you don't get all the yarn separated, I find that over time a lot of it just separates by itself anyway after you've cut it. That is actually the last thing we need to do for our Bigfoots. So with that, well, hang on, one more, that's better. With that, our tutorial is complete. Make sure you leave any of your Squishmallow suggestions down in the comments, and I will see you all next week with a new pattern.